On July 3rd, this council convened to address a blatant violation of Yemeni sovereignty. An Iranian flight into Sana'a conducted without the consent of the internationally recognized Yemeni government. Under the pretext of ferrying Houthi officials to the late Supreme Leader's funeral, this flight instead delivered IRGC personnel, including drone and missile experts, directly to the Houthi terrorists. These recent Houthi escalations reflect a systematic campaign to protect regional power and disrupt critical corridors. Since declaring navigation restrictions, Houthi forces have systematically targeted more than 7 Saudi-linked commercial vessels in the Red Sea, along with vital energy infrastructure in Yanbu, Jazan, and Abqaiq. These attacks, together with Houthi drone strikes on some of Saudi Arabia's airports that injured civilians, demonstrate a coordinated effort to enforce a self-declared maritime embargo and dictate security dynamics around Bab el-Mandeb. In addition, Houthis fired ballistic missiles and drones at territory held by Yemen's internationally recognized government, resulting in dozens of additional casualties over the past week. The link is crystal clear. The Houthis demonstrate active cooperation and alignment with Tehran. They engage in terrorist actions that increase instability in the region and threaten global commerce. The United States stands with the Republic of Yemen government against the Iran-supported Houthi terrorist threat. The United States also stands firmly with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in the face of the Houthi threat. We remain committed to regional stability and the free flow of commerce that underpins the global economy. We demand that the Houthis cease attacks against countries in the region and all actions which undermine freedom of navigation in the Red Sea. This includes attacks and threats against commercial vessels. Houthi activities risk drawing Yemen into a regional conflict that does not serve the interests of the Yemeni people. The path to stability in Yemen depends on depriving the Houthis of the resources for their terrorist activities. Resolution 2817 represented the international community's consensus that we cannot sit idly by as the Iranian regime and its proxies and partners undermine regional and international stability. The impact of Iran's failure to adhere to that resolution is all too clear today. Finally, the Houthis continue to unjustly detain more than 70 UN staff, along with humanitarian workers and other employees of civil society organizations and diplomatic missions, including the U.S. mission. We reiterate our demand for their immediate and unconditional release. We also urge the UN to maintain any and all operations in Yemen outside of Houthi-controlled territory until the release of those who are unjustly detained. Thank you.
I thank the representative of the United States for the statement.
The mask is completely off when it comes to Iran's destabilizing footprint in the Middle East. At today's UN Security Council meeting, the United States laid bare the alarming reality behind the recent escalation in Yemen. Under the cynical guise of a funeral flight, an Iranian aircraft smuggled IRGC drone and missile experts straight to the Houthis. What we are witnessing is not just a localized flare-up, but a coordinated campaign. From targeting commercial shipping lanes and vital Saudi energy infrastructure to launching ballistic missiles at government-held territory, Houthi aggression is threatening global commerce and pushing the region toward the brink. It is time to call this what it is, a proxy campaign orchestrated by Tehran to hold international supply chains hostage. The international community cannot continue to sit idly by while the Houthis choke maritime navigation and unjustly detain over 70 UN staff and humanitarian workers. Washington has made its stance clear. We must cut off the resources fueling these terror tactics, stand shoulder to shoulder with our regional partners, and demand the immediate release of every detained worker. The path forward requires holding Tehran and its proxies fully accountable before this crisis spirals completely out of control.